The 1930s, dark times were falling over Europe. The continent was on the brink of a massive upheaval. Welcome to Cryptic Mystic Vault, where we unravel the secrets of ancient mysteries. Bad guys, like the leaders of Germany and Italy, were taking over countries. Their aggressive expansion threatened the peace and stability of the entire world. But in Africa, one country stood strong: Ethiopia, led by Emperor Haile Selassie I, the Lion of Judah. He was a beacon of hope in a time of darkness. Selassie, a descendant of ancient kings, carried the hopes of a whole continent. His leadership was rooted in a deep sense of history and destiny. Ethiopia, with its long and amazing history, showed the strong spirit of Africa. Its culture and traditions were a testament to its resilience. Selassie, a smart leader, saw the trouble coming. He was always one step ahead, preparing for the inevitable conflict. He knew Ethiopia would be next on the list for these power-hungry European countries. His foresight was crucial in the coming battles. Haile Selassie was born Tafari Makonnen in 1892. From a young age, he was groomed for leadership. His family could be traced back to the famous King Solomon. This lineage gave him a unique sense of purpose and responsibility. He learned about Ethiopian traditions, but also got a modern education. This blend of old and new shaped his vision for Ethiopia. He saw European countries taking over parts of Africa. This colonial expansion was a threat to Ethiopia's sovereignty. He knew Ethiopia needed to become modern, not just to grow stronger, but to survive. Modernization was key to resisting foreign domination. Selassie became emperor in 1930. His coronation was a symbol of hope and renewal for Ethiopia. Ethiopia was divided, and other countries were putting pressure on it. The internal and external challenges were immense. He started making big changes. His reforms were aimed at unifying and strengthening the nation. He made Ethiopia's first written constitution, made schools better, and made the army stronger. These steps were crucial for Ethiopia's future. He wanted a modern Ethiopia, a country that could stand tall with other powerful nations. His vision was both ambitious and necessary. Not everyone liked his changes. Resistance came from those who feared losing their traditional power. Some powerful people didn't want to lose their control, but Selassie kept going. He believed in Ethiopia. His determination was unwavering. He also wanted to connect with other African countries. He saw the importance of unity in the face of colonial threats. He knew that if Africa worked together, they could stop the European countries from taking over. Unity was their strength. He became a big supporter of Pan-Africanism, a movement to unite all Africans around the world. His influence extended beyond Ethiopia. Selassie's message spread across Africa, inspiring new leaders who would fight for freedom in the years to come. His legacy was one of inspiration and courage. He dreamed of a free and united Africa. His vision continues to inspire generations. As Europe got closer to war, tensions were rising, and nations were preparing for the inevitable conflict. Selassie knew he had to hurry and make Ethiopia stronger. He initiated several modernization projects to build infrastructure and improve the military. He knew that Italy, led by Mussolini, wanted to take over Ethiopia. Mussolini's ambitions were clear and aggressive. Mussolini wanted to build a new Roman Empire in Africa, and he saw Ethiopia as a good place to start. His speeches often highlighted his imperial dreams. He wanted Ethiopia's resources and its strategic location. The rich natural resources were a significant attraction for the Italian regime. He also wanted to make up for Italy losing to Ethiopia a long time ago, in 1896. The defeat at the Battle of Adwa was a national humiliation for Italy. Even though war was coming, Selassie kept making Ethiopia stronger. He was determined to defend his nation at all costs. Selassie kept making Ethiopia stronger. He focused on training his troops and acquiring modern weapons. He kept building up the army, getting new weapons and training soldiers. The modernization efforts were in full swing. He hoped this would stop Italy from attacking. Selassie believed a strong defense would deter Mussolini's ambitions. He also told the League of Nations about the danger from Italy asking for help, but no one listened. The international community remained indifferent. The League of Nations was weak and didn't want to upset Italy. They were more concerned with maintaining the status quo. In 1935, Italy attacked Ethiopia. The invasion was swift and brutal. The Italian army had tanks, airplanes, and even used poison gas. The use of chemical weapons was particularly devastating. The Ethiopians fought back bravely, even though they didn't have as many weapons. Their resistance was fierce and determined. They knew the land well and fought hard. The rugged terrain of Ethiopia provided some advantage. Their courage would inspire other people fighting for freedom around the world. Selassie didn't run away. His leadership was a beacon of hope. He led his soldiers in battle. His presence on the front lines was a powerful symbol. He encouraged his people to fight for their country. His speeches and actions motivated the Ethiopian resistance. Seeing their emperor fighting with them made the Ethiopian soldiers even braver. Their morale was significantly boosted, but Italy's weapons were too powerful. The technological gap was too wide. The poison gas, which was a terrible thing to use in war, helped Italy win. The use of such inhumane tactics marked a dark chapter in history. The world watched in shock and disbelief as Italy's forces marched relentlessly towards Addis Ababa, the capital city of Ethiopia. Despite Ethiopia's desperate pleas for assistance, the League of Nations stood by and did nothing to intervene or provide support. This inaction revealed the League of Nations' inability to uphold its mission to prevent wars and protect nations, showing it was weak and indifferent to justice. This emboldened Mussolini and other aggressive leaders, contributing to the conditions that would eventually lead to another devastating world war. In May 1936, just before Addis Ababa fell to the invaders, Emperor Haile Selassie made the heart-wrenching decision to leave Ethiopia. He sought refuge in England. But his departure was not a surrender to Italy's forces. From England, he continued his fight for Ethiopia's freedom, using his position to rally international support. He knew that as long as he remained a symbol of resistance, his people would hold on to hope, and other nations might be inspired to help. From his exile in England, Selassie spoke passionately for his country and for all those suffering under tyranny. He was determined to ensure that the world would not forget about Ethiopia's plight. He tirelessly highlighted the atrocities committed by Italy and called for global assistance to liberate his homeland. Believing deeply in his cause and possessing a powerful oratory skill, Selassie managed to capture the attention and support of many around the world. In June 1936, Selassie gave a very important speech to the League of Nations. He spoke in Amharic, his own native language. He reminded everyone about what Italy was doing, using poison gas and breaking the rules of war. He talked about how his people were suffering, about the bombed villages, the people killed, and the destruction of Ethiopia's history and culture. His speech was powerful and moving. It showed how bad the situation was and asked for justice and support. It became a famous moment in his life and inspired people fighting for freedom all over the world. If the outcome of Haile Selassie's fight against fascism had been different, the world might have seen a stronger and more united Africa. Imagine a scenario where Ethiopia's successful resistance inspired other nations across the continent to stand firm against colonial powers. This ripple effect could have led to earlier decolonization, altering the course of history significantly. In this alternate reality, Ethiopia's victory would have fortified the League of Nations, transforming it into a more potent force for global peace and cooperation. The collective resistance and unity of African nations might have prevented future conflicts, fostering an environment where international solidarity and justice prevailed. This chapter explores these alternate historical possibilities and their profound implications. It delves into a world where Africa's strength and unity became a beacon of hope and resilience, inspiring generations to come. Visualize a united Africa, its nations free from the chains of colonialism, standing tall on the global stage. Envision a League of Nations that, empowered by Ethiopia's triumph, successfully mediates conflicts and promotes peace. This is the world that could have been a testament to the enduring power of resistance and the unyielding spirit of Haile Selassie. As we reflect on this alternate history, we are reminded of the importance of solidarity, justice, and the relentless pursuit of freedom. Haile Selassie's legacy is not just a tale of struggle, but a beacon of hope for what humanity can achieve when it stands united against oppression. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more mind-blowing discoveries and thrilling adventures into the past.